everybody. It's me, Sarah Blessing, and I am in Corydon, Indiana. It's 20 minutes from Palmyra, 45 minutes from Salem. And I am at the No Kings 2 protests. And I just talked to Tiffany Garcia, who organized this. Thank you, Tiffany. You're freaking amazing. She thinks there's about 500 people here. I had to go a little bit away from them because it's so loud, which is amazing. We're in historic downtown Corydon. There's the Capitol right there. Corydon used to be Indiana's state capital until more people moved into the rest of the state, and they handpicked Indianapolis because it's in the middle of the state. And so it's historic and it's beautiful if you've never visited. There's also the Glasstoberfest happening right now. That happened yesterday and all day today. So if you want to come out to Corydon for something fun, the weather is perfect. And the Glasstoberfest is with our friends, the Zimmermans. If you know Brian Zimmerman from our, what is it? The Round Table Show. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. And so if you remember Brian Zimmerman, our special forces veteran and one of my friends, his family is in charge of the Glasstoberfest, and that's just like down here. So you come to downtown Corydon, you go right past the library, which is right there, and you can go to that. There's a bunch of booths and food and fun, free activities. I took my kids last year. It was amazing. There's also going to be a band tonight. So I thank the Glasstoberfest people and the Zimmerman Glassworks family for doing that. And then I just want to show you some of the people here. I was on Scott Aaron Rodgers' show a few minutes ago. It was kind of crazy because there were like 6 of us on showing our different protests across Indiana. If you want to see like big giant coverage from the like 35-ish No Kings protests happening across Indiana, follow Scott Aaron Rodgers at Who's Left. It's HOOSLEFT. We will also stream that when I have time. I'll put it on Project Next. But he's doing coverage from like 10 this morning to like 6 tonight. So if you want to see the momentum building across the state, it should give you a lot of hope. I just talked to Cheryl Lone, our Harrison County Democrat chair, who's here, and she says it's giving her a lot of hope because it's hard to run a party when 100% of the county is the other party, and that's what we have here. We have supermajority, a couple people that kind of run the county, tell everybody what to do, and since we don't have any competition here, not great things have been happening into our county and in the state because they also have a supermajority. So I talked to some people I've never talked to before and asked them why they were here, and it was basically their freedoms are being attacked. They do not want authoritarian dictatorship government, and they see the signs of authoritarianism happening, and they want to let people know that they do not want that. I was talking to my friend Christopher Machen, my Republican friend, and he says that Republicans think protests are silly, or they think that protesters are violent, or that they're paid. He didn't think that, but there are Republicans that think protesters are getting $200 a time, and I just want to let you know nobody's getting paid to be here. And also, it's incredibly peaceful and beautiful. There's a musician. I saw a unicorn, a guy with a beard and a unicorn costume and bubbles. There's a squirrel with a pumpkin right there. I just want everybody to know that these are very peaceful. It's very beautiful. A lot of people supporting us. And that kind of might be surprising because, again, this county seems to be very Republican, but we're actually not. People have lost hope in Harrison County and in Indiana. And so we have low voter turnout, but we can change that this next election. Let me take you through some of the people and the protesters, see if anybody wants to talk. It's always fun to be like, I'm on a live. If you want to be on it. Here's Tiffany. I wonder if I can get you.
So I think it's having the right conversations.
Let's see. There's Tiffany. Hey, I'm on a live Project Next episode. You're a Republican, right?
I am a constitutional conservative who have traditionally been a Republican voter.
I met you at the Indivisible meeting last time. Yeah. So it's nice for you to be here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So why are you a person that's Republican, which I think is fine? I think regular conservative values are great and much needed in our country, and we need two working, functioning parties to compromise and work together. Why are you here at something that I think the extremists on the right would like to say is just the extremists on the left? Why are you here? Because you're not one of those.
No, I find it very important to be critical and inspect and use the Socratic method in all that we do, right? So if I don't inspect myself, I came out to the first one to see if the rhetoric about what was going on with No Kings was going to match the national rhetoric in actuality. So I came out and thought, oh, those are good people, good values. Now, granted, I'm a constitutionalist, so I was offended by the way the National Guard was federalized because I felt like from a structural level and from the U.S. Code used to do that, it was wrong for the first one. So I did have a gripe.
Are you talking about like the civil rights movement when it was used?
So in the civil rights movement, it was done under the Insurrection Act. These were all very reasonable applications. When President Trump federalized the troops in California, it was done under U.S. Code Section 10-12406. And basically, what went on to be the lawyer for the American government disposition is that the definition of rebellion should not be judicially reviewable, and that the check or balance on that should be impeachment. We live in too partisan a country to allow that, and that's too close to plenary authority. Thanks, Stephen, for making sure I learned a new vocabulary word.
Right.
So again, I think it's very reasonable if you're a constitutionalist and you have actual traditional conservative values to see that these things are not in alignment with the Constitution. They don't take care of others. Citizens' rights are being abridged from people who don't look like me across the country in the way ICE is doing these things. And if I'm going to be about principles over partisanship, then I have to be outraged about those things, or I won't be able to sleep at night.
I can't honestly think that you're alone. There has to be more Republicans that stand for the Constitution out there. Have you found a group of them? Are you alone around here?
I'm not alone, but the difference in the disposition is kind of the alienation, the division that's taken root is they feel
That's
like
why I started Project Next. Yeah.
there's no home for them if they say it, and they're so entrenched in their communities, they can be ostracized immediately from home, church, family environment.
So
and there's
fear
no
of
place,
going against their group and being outed in their community is making them be silent.
and there's nowhere for them to land. So I am seeing a greater break from what is currently, it would be very hard for me to argue against the modern Republican Party being a regressivist movement, not the traditional Republican conservatism. When I think about voting for Mitt Romney or John McCain, that is distinctly...
Nikki Haley seemed okay.
There are so many different people over time, and so, again, they're not placing traditional conservative values. You can't absorb 10% of a company and say that you are still a conservative. You can't balloon the deficit by $4 trillion. Like, I get
and say you're conservative with money. Yeah,
like,
you're fiscally conservative. Yeah.
I have a heart. I've always loved the balance of the liberal heart against conservative tendency to think through second, third, and fourth order consequences. Clearly, the party right now is not thinking through second, third, and fourth order consequences of their decisions, right? And so when they don't do that, they give me no leg to stand on, right? Like, if we're going to print money like it doesn't matter, then by all means, let's not cut $1 trillion. We're going to print $4 trillion. We can print $5 trillion. Let's just be good to people. If that's the case,
I wish you would run for something as a Republican, and I would vote for you. You know what I mean?
I genuinely considered.
It would be hard. Like, where do you live? Do you live in Harrison County?
I live in Harrison County, so I would run against Aaron Hutchin. Is what I had thought about.
They won't let you. Like, you won't. If you ran. Well, my guess is they wouldn't give you any money or any support or put you on their social media or put you on their flyers, and Aaron Houchin would easily win. We had a guy that was conservative, fiscally conservative, really nice guy, run against Aaron Houchin as a Republican last time. He got no support from the Republican Party here, so he did not win. He lost by a lot.
It would be difficult. So in the last 2 years, my wife and I have had a beautiful and wonderful medically complex baby. And things you maybe not everybody knows is that 80% of marriages with a medically complex child end in divorce. So we've been holding on.
Love to you and your wife and your baby.
I want to give her kudos. She said she would fully support me if I did make a run and did participate in it. I just felt like for our family, it's not the right time. So I've started kind of this t-shirt as my own brand.
I think if the way you could help us the most right now is what you're doing. You're being on this show, which is all about
for the opportunity
uniting, stopping the fear, hate, and division, destroying our nation. That's why Tim Peck and I started Project Next. But also, if you could find people that don't always vote Democrat and get them to understand what's going on and invite them to our side. And then maybe in a few years, you can go back to being Republican when it gets better.
Well, it's so hard because if people were standing up to the president and were honoring traditional conservative values, I'd have a place
that will
in the
happen.
party. But it's not. Thomas Massey is like, okay, when Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene are the people you have to be like, heck yeah. But we can't call out people who are speaking the truth.
Right. But like the last time Trump was president, a lot of people that were moderates that wanted to unite got kicked out of the Republican Party. And this time there's even fewer of them. And so we've got to stop this type of authoritarian rule.
100%.
And then we need to go back to a functioning two-party democracy where we stop the fear, hate, and
I,
division.
I would tell you the hope, and because I've visited Indivisible, Do Something Southern Indiana, the Tea Party of Harrison County, and I'm trying to build inroads to have a conversation about how do we find an 80% caucus, not a party.
I love that.
But
That's
80%.
a great
What is
idea.
the 80% of stuff we agree on? We're going to leave the 20% off the table for 8
caucus.
years.
That's a wonderful idea. I love that.
Because, right, I mean, for me as a fiscal conservative, it took 15 years since Citizens United for conservatives to vote for the largest deficit spending increase ever. And incentive structure wise, there's no choice for them, right? When the political money is all corporate, they can't vote in alignment with their constituents because they will be primaried and booted out of the party.
Yep.
So the incentive structure has been made in a way that you can't even let it be the voice of the people. My annoyance with Erin Hutchins is beyond not doing, something like a town hall or giving a place to engage with her, is that she is absolutely and obviously an advocate from Washington to us. And as a constitutionalist, the reason we're built into tapestry and a quilt work, and the reason why I'm annoyed by the mid-decade gerrymander, is the idea that we are supposed to be raising representatives that vocalize for a tapestry and a quilt work, right? That's how that is designed to work. And if we don't do that, then we end up falling into this place of it's top down. Like, I couldn't tell you what President Trump is from an authoritarian to a dictator. I can tell you operating like a CEO, which is he wants his will followed.
Yes, and that's not how democracy is. You don't get to bark orders and then we all have to take it.
Not top down.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't operate in the same ethical lens as I do. And I would just say, if you want to help people wake up, use the Socratic method on your friends that may think different than you. Because ask questions about how do you feel when the president said he was looking at having American citizens who are born here deported. It has to matter to them and them personally. And even though I think we should all care about each other compassionately, self-interest is the thing that draws people in to start engaging with the conversation and meet people where they are. And don't ostracize them when they're different than you. It's hard. I know it's been hard for both sides.
Yes, I agree.
I thank you for being a bridge builder.
You'll see the divisive content online, the stories. I get sent them every day to my friends because they want me to be divisive and they're mad that I'm not. And we have to fight through that initial urge to be panicky, to be rage filled, and to like type a mean response back. We got to fight that. We got to unite, because when you go after a strong person on the right and you comment something mean, does that make them see your side? No, it just makes them more to the left, to the right. And the same thing with us, it makes us more to the left, and that is destroying our country. So we've got to unite. So here's a Republican. And I will be speaking at the next Indivisible meeting. I get to do a 20-minute speech.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And then I think we should connect, because maybe you can be on a show or something.
Oh my gosh, I would
love to talk about your 80% thing. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I might be able to help you promote that.
Oh my gosh, no, I want everybody to get together. I think America deserves better than what we've been giving each other, and our chambers aren't helping, and they clearly haven't. So thank you for being a bridge builder.
Project Next, and you can watch yourself on this episode.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, Lily. Thank you so much for letting me have so much time.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you again. Thank you for doing what you're doing. So not all just Democrats here. Also, a lot of people that aren't necessarily involved in their political parties are here. I think that's really important to point out. People are starting to leave because it is 1:30. So I might catch some people. Hey, do you want to be on Project Next? Hey, this is my neighbor. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, I'm Shayna King, and I love Sarah.
I love
you guys should definitely vote for her in the next upcoming election.
She is like my neighbor. Like, I'll get to see you at Halloween soon.
Yes, absolutely.
My kids are going to be a dragon in a scary mask
Nice.
and a taco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, my boyfriend and I and my brother are going to be...
Have I met your boyfriend yet?
I'm not
That's
sure.
Adorable. You two are so cute together.
Thank you. Shout out to Darian.
Aww.
We're going to be dressed up as the Princess Bride character.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Why are you here today?
I am here today because I think what's happening in our country is just absolutely insane. I think the time that we're living in, with all the advent of social media, everybody is so self-absorbed. Everybody is so inner-reflective.
I like that. Yeah.
That we're not like looking out for the greater good.
The community.
The community, which
is all of us, regardless of how we vote.
Regardless of how we vote, it should not be black against white, wrong against right. It shouldn't be
white skin against tan skin, which is terrible.
I'm saying it shouldn't be against Democrats versus Republicans.
Yes,
it should be us as a community against the higher 1%, the people that have all the money and all the control. Something has to change. This is not an oligarchy. This is a democracy.
Yes, fellow Palmyra neighbor, is there anything you want to tell Project Next listeners?
Get out and vote. Get out and make a change. People keep saying, what can I do? What can I do? Get out there and show support.
And I want to add to that, don't just you do your one vote. I need you to get out and find 10, 20, 30 other people and talk to them, even if they're scary Republican. Put your emotions aside, open up your hearts and listen to them. Realize you're going to compromise on things.
There's so many Republicans here today at this rally.
I just talked to one.
Yeah, it's not Republican versus Democrat. It's not that. It's us against the 1% that is taking everything they possibly can from us. It's not right.
If you guys don't get out and talk to people, there's no way like I can win for state house. So in Harrison County, I don't know if you know this or not, but 7 out of 10 people voted Republican. They mostly voted blindly straight party Republican. They didn't even look at my name. And so I cannot possibly meet the 67,000 people that are registered to vote in my district 70. I have to have people like you and everybody else go out and talk to their friends and neighbors and families and make sure that we're like, I know you normally vote Republican, but does your kid go to public schools? Here's why you need to vote for Sarah.
Yeah.
So I just want to let people know the elected people, the people running, me, my friend Ethan, Tim Peck, all the people running for office, we cannot win in a red district unless you don't believe the fear, hate, and division pumped to us online every day, and you go out to your neighbors and you talk about why they should vote for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Grassroots.
I gave you a shirt, and then I barely knew you when I was running for county council, and then I was doing Lanesville Heritage, and you were out there wearing my shirt.
Yeah.
Do you know how much that helped my mental health?
Awesome.
It helped it so much. So I need to give you. Do you have a Sarah Blessing for State House? I need to get you one. I got some in my. You could probably wear a small. I have smalls in my house, so I need to get you one.
Yeah.
And thanks for being here. Thanks for doing the show. That was beautiful. That's fun getting a neighbor. Oh yeah, Palmyra is the place to go for trick or treating. By the way, just a shout out if you're in the area. It's a bunch of small houses all close together, and there's so many cute kids in costumes and their families. Do you want to be on Project Next?
Hey, sure.
What's your name?
My name is Sherry McLean.
I just met you. You're
Yes.
big on. You don't live in Harrison County, but you
I
help
do
support the protests.
I do because we're all one. We're all
I
one
appreciate you.
people.
Wasn't it amazing? How many people came?
Fantastic.
It was. So we think it was about 500 people.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause the first show I think was around 300.
Oh, really? That's
And
amazing.
so it was a lot bigger. So that's exciting.
Why are you doing this? Why are you driving far away? Why are you risking your time and your energy and the heat? And you're making signs and you're coming to our meetings, by the way. This is the third time I met you. Why are you doing this?
I'm here to support our communities, for one. And what's happening is it's not right.
It's not normal.
It's not normal, and we should never try to normalize it.
We shouldn't normalize that. I agree with you. I talk to Republicans, so I have friends that are
Yes.
Republicans, and I kind of ask them, well, what do you think about these protests? And they think some of the opinions being pumped out by social media and the news is that we're silly or that we're scared of stuff that's not going to happen, and we should all just calm down and not worry and just like fluff. And I would say today, with the over 2,500 No Kings protests across the country, helps to show that we're not silly and that we actually have real concerns. There are real things happening to suppress everybody's freedom, regardless of how you vote.
Right.
Colleges, at the courts' decisions, the stuff that's happening with ICE, where people that
that is so
that are not
important.
doing anything wrong,
Yeah.
that live here, freely by the law, are getting detained and getting hurt and getting thrown into detention centers for days or weeks, and then getting let go because they didn't do anything
They
wrong,
don't have-
and their
it's-
families don't know where they are or
some
what
of them are
happened.
American citizens.
Yes, and some of these people are Republicans.
Oh.
And
Well,
I found
not
that out.
anymore.
I know. And so it's like, well, how much can you hurt all of us before it goes and hurts you? And I
Yes.
think that's why they're trying to do the gerrymandering in Indiana
Yeah.
right now, because
right.
they fear that the already gerrymandered stuff is not enough. And I'm thinking,
I think our voices are going to be louder this time.
I think if we do get gerrymandered, which is possible, if it's going to happen, it's going to be in November in a special, in a session. If it does happen, I think it might end up hurting them, because there's only so much you can gerrymander a state when we, the people, just go and vote.
Yes. I mean, and that's it. You've got to get out there. You've got to vote, and you've got to be heard. You know, we all have our own points of view. We all have the things that are important to us. I mean, health healthcare for me as a
Healthcare is actually the number one issue.
Yeah.
In Hoosiers, I think we've done some polling in Indiana, in southern Indiana, and it's the biggest issue by a lot.
Yes.
Healthcare is a huge issue. Did you know I had a thyroid cancer scare? And it was really, I was just scared mostly that because I wasn't going to die from it.
Yeah.
And I had a good surgeon.
Yeah.
I even had my best friend is an
That's-
ER doctor, so he was helping me.
Yes.
I wasn't worried about my health, but you know what I was worried about? The cost.
Paying for it.
Paying for it.
Exactly.
Paying for it. So, yeah.
I am currently on Medicaid.
Okay.
I lived through the pandemic and ended up being what they call medically fragile.
Okay.
And so I am not only terrified of losing my benefits,
Right. That's scary.
but you know, there are so many people like me.
Yes.
And
That's why it's the number one issue right now.
It's going to be so hard for everybody.
So, do you know Tim Peck?
I do know Tim Peck.
So, Tim Peck is an ER doctor. He's my good friend,
Yes.
one of my best friends, and we started Project Next together.
Next.
He wants to get into DC, get elected into Congress, and fight for better Medicaid, fight for better things. He actually knows how to do it. So he was working in the ER. He's worked at one of the most famous hospitals in Boston during the Boston City Marathon bombing. He was the head doctor in the ER.
Yes, I remember him saying that.
Yes. And he saw problems and he sees them today. He worked night shift last night. He sees them now. He wants to get into DC to take his knowledge and fix it.
Sorry.
Wouldn't that be nice if we actually?
That would be great to have Dr. Tim
Yes.
in DC for us. I think we can do it.
I think we can do it too. Just if today shows us anything, it's to have hope. Don't you have more hope today?
I do.
When I drove past here at 12:30, I almost passed out in shock. I was so happy with how many people were here.
Yes.
This is the biggest we've ever had. And it's partially thanks to you because you have helped organize. You have helped with this. So I love you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, I'm just a little tiny.
Oh, can you come to the 22nd, October 22nd, help our trailer decorate?
You know what? I'm going to try.
I would love it. We'll have pizza and s'mores. I know you're busy, but it would be fun to have you. That's going to be like a party.
I know. And I love
We need to celebrate.
Creative. So.
Yeah, we need your creative. It's a hocus pocus theme. It's cute. So I hope to see you.
Okay.
Thank you. What a beautiful, wonderful human right here. I'm glad we met. This is another joy of getting involved with politics. Love you, girl.
Love you too.
Hope to see you soon. Okay, so protest is about finished, and I guess I'll get off here. Don't forget to go to the people that are being loud. It's funny. Don't forget to go to Who's Left to see more coverage. So that is Scott Aaron Rogers' platform. Scott Aaron Rogers does the Sunday morning news show for like 2 hours where they talk about the biggest headlines. He gets 3 or 4 panelists on, and that'll be tomorrow morning at 10:30. He's actually going to do a live in-person edition since he's in Salem this weekend. There's a lot going on. I have a lot more hope. Like the things that energize me. Ethan Sweetland May running for state senate. A lot of people running for Congress District 9. I hope that we get a bunch of people to vote in the primary on May 5th. I am feeling very hopeful. There was a lot of people that are Republicans that were at this event today. And we also have the Glasstoberfest. So if you want to come down to Corydon, if you're watching this, it's a beautiful thing. And I just want to give my love to everybody. Thank you for watching. Please share. This will be a podcast on Apple, Spotify. If you'll go to Project Next Indiana and give your email address, you can get the episode sent to you as an email. And then you can kind of skim through it and see if you want to watch it. I've done a lot of episodes this past week. I did one about New Albany City Council making a bad decision about not being transparent with money and this terrible dam that needs to come down. I did that with Hoosier Action. I did a show with Christopher Machen, a Republican, to talk about what are Republicans seeing versus what are we seeing and how can we compromise and make things better. And then I want to leave this on a hopeful note. Let's imagine the next presidential election. Let's imagine a unifying person being elected that cares about all of us, that doesn't want to run the presidency of America like a dictatorship. I think that future is really, really possible. I feel more hopeful for it today than I did a couple months ago. I'm seeing unity. I'm seeing peace being pumped out instead of the extremism. On my side, I hope that it's coming that way on the right as well. We're all going to have to do our part to stop the fear, hate, and division. Love you guys.